uncertainty.
A chaotic experience in that moment.
We're seeing this river move across this lawn.
The whole sky was lit up.
Sad to say it, this is not done any far away from it.
Trees are coming down, guys.
And the weight is intense.
Get back.
The weight's getting really intense.
I don't think I would ever be able to go back.
It was really tough to realize, even though I was prepared.
This is insane.
There's no end and it's unpredictable.
Boom! We got, it's exploding, guys.
It's so loud.
As soon as the eruption happened, the tourists were just gone immediately.
We want to help.
Don't be afraid of what's going on.
I find them so incredibly inspiring.
It's heartbreaking to go from having a beautiful home on 5 acres to being pretty much homeless.
The past weeks have not been easy for Janice Garamoni and her 17-year-old son, Ravi. They fled from their Kapoho home because of the approaching lava.
I've lived in my house for 40 years, so moving isn't something I ever anticipated.
Yeah, thanks, my house.
Ravi has a rare medical condition that leaves him immobile.
It's a condition called osteogenesis imperfecta, and it makes moving very difficult.
My whole body shakes.
He's had hundreds of fractures. He can break a bone from coughing.
Let's see.
He's done amazing in his spirit through the move, and he's kind of been a lesson to all of us to just go with the flow.
They found a place in Pahoa, but had to leave there due to poor air conditions.
Have to wear oxygen.
Then we evacuated again to here. And this involves moving hospital bed, Hoyer lift, all his gear, which is really extensive. I didn't have a lot of time to kind of have my own breakdown. But that happened when I went to my home and thought I may never come back.
When we caught up with them, they were staying at a vacation rental, but Janice doesn't know how she'll be able to afford this for much longer.
I'm hoping and praying we're able to do that because it's meeting his disability needs. It's really difficult to make a decision about what is the right thing to do because I don't really know if I'll ever be able to go home. And yet all my assets and resources are there.
In Pahoa, the Red Cross has set up a shelter that has served hundreds of evacuees. It's not ideal living conditions. There's been reported drug use, fighting, and even a confirmed suicide. Video cameras are prohibited from the tent-lined shelter grounds. But astonishingly, when Hawaii News Now was finally granted access, we did find something we weren't expecting. A story of hope.
It's a long story.
Meet Auntie Willie.
I would have to say that my most profound impact has been 2 ladies who are here, and they have been here since very early on with their 2 Amazon parrots, Auntie Willie and Souza. Their story unfolded.
We evacuated because we had respiratory problems. It wasn't intention to come and stay here, but that we couldn't go back.
We backed the birds, 2 birds, and that was about all we brought.
They are both in wheelchairs, and to look at them, they're very unassuming.
I left the place, and if Pele takes it, she takes it. It's all material. And if a human takes it, I will burn the hands.
Auntie Willie, I watched her get dressed the first Saturday in her cap and gown, and after 35 years of plugging away at her degree, she became the very first person in her family to graduate from the University of Hawaii in Hilo.
When I ran, I took everything else plus my graduation gown. That was the one I saved.
And not only was she the first person to graduate, she graduated with 3 degrees.
Which is a miracle.
Wilhelmina, ku aloha o na pua. Kamala Malama de Souza.
Even if it took me a long time, I did it. It was an honor. And then I went in the back and I went to sleep. I had to take my nap. I'm old.
In the face of then just throwing off the cuff statement of, you know, I'm dying of cancer. It's like, wow. So a couple of days after that graduation, Auntie Willie fell ill and had to be taken to the hospital in Hilo. In this 40-year relationship, under all this stress, separate.
She is very sick.
When she was going to be discharged, this is her family now, and she wanted to come back home to the shelter.
And I know that if and when, well, it's mostly when, she does go, she's going to be in a high place. She is.
I mean, they've really become a central force and family in this shelter.
Make them understand that is our goddess. That's a nature goddess. Don't think that she's over here destroying excuse me, destroying you. She's not. She's just cleaning up.
Aloha, I'm Amber Makuakane, and I was one of the first 5 houses to be lost in Leilani Estates. On May 3rd, I had just gotten home from work about 3:30 in the afternoon, and I got a call from a friend saying that a fissure had just opened up on Mohala Street, which is 2 streets down.
Okay, we're out of here. Thank you.
We evacuated that night. That night was obviously a sleepless night. I remember just being on social media, on Facebook, trying to watch every video, read every news update that I could. And it was about 1:30 in the morning that I had gotten a live stream video that a fissure had opened up, the second one on Makamai Street. And my heart kind of sank. I was just trying to hope for the best.
After an agonizing wait of uncertainty, on the morning of May 6th, the Pahoa elementary teacher received a call from her alarm company about motion sensors going off in the master bedroom. Hawaii News Now first spoke with Amber that weekend.
Either the lava had taken my house or somebody was breaking in. And of course, I was trying to be positive and think, okay, maybe somebody is hungry, maybe somebody needs something.
This is what it looked like in Leilani Estates.
It wasn't until later on I would learn that there was a lava tube that ran right under my house.
Amber confirmed through social media that the home was destroyed.
Because everything had happened so quickly, I wasn't able to go back and get anything. Whatever I left with on that Thursday night is what I was able to take.
At the time, the single mother of 2 struggled with what to tell her kids.
My son asks, Mommy, can we go home? They said, okay, Mommy, so what's gonna happen? So I just reassured them that everything would be okay and that today Mommy's gonna go look for a new house. There you go. Good job.
A month later, as the school year ends and the eruption shows no sign of stopping, Amber and her kids prepare for summer break in their new home.
We can enjoy summer and then get ready for the new year ahead. But I don't think I would ever be able to go back.
No more tears. Just new beginnings in a new home with the same old foundation.
Well, you know, I'm really grateful that that I live in Puna. You know, despite all the tragedy and the disasters that we've been through, I am grateful to be able to say that I'm from Puna.
Amber is not alone. Pele has forged a new life path for many others.
Several of my friends lost their homes, and so I really didn't have much hope, you know, for our house.
Petra Wiesenbauer has lived in Leilani Estates for decades, running a bed and breakfast, Hale Moana.
You know, there was so much methane coming up, and I mean, you know, all these, you know, little fires that ignited, you know, wherever the methane was popping out, and just unreal, really surreal.
With the eruption, Wiesenbauer was forced to issue $25,000 in refunds to customers who will never get the chance to fall asleep to the sound of koki frogs, as she watched and waited for the possibility lava would wipe it all away.
It was really tough to realize, even though I was prepared, that this was going to come. But when it then came, it was just unbelievable.
She got the call just before midnight on May 27th and was able to get into the neighborhood by morning to watch a chapter of her life come to an end.
It's like 20 years of you put all your love and everything into it, and then there's just a metal roof and basically a pile of rubble.
Now, Wiesenbauer, who just got her degree in marriage and family therapy this past February, is looking towards a new start.
Pele decided we're going to do this real quick, from 1 second to the next. No transition. We'll make it real easy. You let go of everything and you start all fresh.
When we caught up with Petra, she, like so many others, was seeking help from Pu'uhonua o Puna.
I really have to say it was amazing how they just carried me at the time. Ikaika and Andrew and everybody else.
It's an information hub, a donation drop-off and supply distribution center located at Highway 130 and Pahoa Kapoho Road that was built from the ground up by Ikaika Marzo and friends within days of the eruption.
So much people were hitting me up on social media about what I want to get back in. I want to get my pets. I want to get some stuffs out. I get important paperwork. How can I get back in? So you know what? That afternoon, Saturday afternoon, I made some calls. I had a vision of how this was going to go.
Marzo has become one of the most recognizable faces to emerge from this disaster. Before May 3rd, he was a lava tour operator. Now, he's better known as the unofficial mayor of Puna.
Seen lava in my whole life, been around lava in Kalapana. Never would think I would see this in Leilani Estates or any place in this residential area.
He's been on the ground and face-to-face with many of the fissures and flows since the beginning.
In my mind, I was like, is it really happening in Leilani Estates? Or is it like, am I dreaming or is this a nightmare? And then you hear the roaring of the fissure when all these gases start. I mean, you could hear it roaring from miles away, and we were right next to it. And then the ground shaking, and then you see lava spattering up 200, 100 feet in the air. Oh, mind-boggling.
As the eruption becomes the new normal, he hopes the people of Puna will not be forgotten.
They're gonna lose a lot of more, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's still far down there.
Tensions remain high inside Leilani Estates.
Are you kidding me? No!
The 61-year-old in this video is accused of pointing a handgun and firing it at a 32-year-old man who lost his home to lava. The suspect is heard in the video telling the man to leave the area.
I live here! I live here! You get out of here!
We've said right from the very beginning that we're going to treat all of these offenses that happen in this area to the fullest extent of the law.
Roadblocks surround evacuation zones in an attempt to keep people out that don't belong here. Those inside risk being arrested.
All right, so we're going to break into two groups.
Major Jeff Hickman is with the Hawaii National Guard. His mission is to escort media into the lava.
When the Pahoa lava flow affected the city of Pahoa, media was kept out, and they blocked the road, and they found out that media would sneak in. So during that time, they realized, you know what, if we take the media in, it'll be safer, it'll be controlled, and they can still tell the story.
Back first. Back first, then stop.
Put your mask on, dude. I have my mask on. Put your mask on.
He's gone in and out of the neighborhood dozens of times over the past month and has seen some dramatic changes.
Streets we used to walk down are covered. Residents that would come out and greet us, now their homes are gone, so they're not here. The changes happen daily.
There's huge rocks falling out.
We're all doing our part.
Unlike others, Andrew Hara works in coordination with the county and other officials to get his shots.
So that this large mass of social media followers are getting accurate information that's respectful. We're making sure that people don't trespass. if people need their homes checked on, we'll try and figure out a way that's legally respectful towards the police department as well as for the community.
He's been able to get closer to Pele's wrath than most.
To be able to see a 200-foot fire fountain or lava fountain ejecting all this pumice and the reticulite, it's just flowing in the air and it's creating all these small tornadoes, these vortices. I've never seen lava that high. You know, you're looking up and it's like hard to comprehend.
There's been several occasions where he's had to break the bad news to homeowners.
And just to be there for support for people like that, friends like that. I've had at least 10 friends lose their homes.
Mick Kalber is known for his dramatic chopper video of the lava.
It was so weird to be in the situation.
The owner of Tropical Vision's video is now faced with a daunting dilemma, as his livelihood could destroy many of his life's possessions.
It was really heart-wrenching to leave our place.
Kalber and his wife live in Leilani Estates.
You know, I had to fight to not be emotional about the whole thing.
Kalber started filming lava in 1984, when Kalapana was swallowed by the flow. He says back then he took risks to document the historic events, but now he is heeding the warnings from authorities.
I probably would have stayed longer, but, you know, it was my wife and me, and it was time to go.
Back in Pahoa town, business has been slow at Pele's Kitchen following the eruption. It's starting to pick back up, but that's the least of the worries for owner Stephen Yunt.
As soon as the eruption happened, the tourists were just gone immediately, and the locals were all worried and in what we call disaster mode. We have hurricanes, we have, you know, different flows come. One last flow was in Pahoa itself, and we almost lost the restaurant. It came within, you know, eyeball distance of the restaurant.
He's another of the thousands of displaced people.
If we get to go a second load, then we'll pick things that maybe would make our life more comfortable. But right now we're living out of a backpack.
Yay!
During the first weekend of the eruption, Hawaii News Now was there as Stephen and his wife were allowed to go back into Leilani Estates to grab what they could.
It was just like the most joyful gratitude of, oh yes, you know, we can go back and get those things we can get our hands on.
After couch surfing for a bit, the Yunts found a rental outside Pahoa.
This is the new normal, so people are starting to come out again because disaster mode is kind of getting old and they're wanting to relate with their friends, and it's nice to talk over breakfast with your buddies and find out what's going on.
Oh, what a relief.
It's not just homes being consumed by Pele's path.
Mostly they're talking about tide pools and beach lots. Those are just houses. We're the farmers down there. We've got 5 acres of farms. There's millions of dollars worth of revenue that we lost. This week, last month, probably forever. Those farm lots can't be rebuilt. The ones that weren't taken, the gas is going to kill all the crops if they haven't already. We're the people that grow things, and that's how we support ourselves. We're independent people. We're not 9 to 5 and we don't have paid vacations. Right now, we don't have anything.
Entire schools have been uprooted.
It's the most magical, beautiful place. It's all like ancient fish ponds and archaeological features, and it's like a wondrous scientific learning lab. It's really special.
Kua'okala Charter School has been in the area for 18 years.
I got a call from Civil Defense saying, Susie, that there's a finger that's broken out, and I think we need to get you in to evacuate the school.
As a lava flow took aim for the Puala'a campus, the school only had a few days to get everyone and everything out.
And just a whole crew of people, and that's, you know, part of the magnificence of this moment, not only the incredible magnificence of creation, but the community and how much aloha and kokua, helpfulness, and the incredible generosity of spirit that's manifested through this.
The students finished out the school year at temporary locations in Hilo.
We have some office space in there.
As if the stress of evacuating was not enough, head of school Susie Osborne has also lost her home to lava.
But honestly, what's surreal is when I drive into Hilo and I see everybody just functioning about their day, doing their business, and acting like their lives haven't been affected, when the people of Puna, we're just completely traumatized.
Boom! We got, it's exploding, guys. Take a look. We're gonna have we just felt a little boom, a little earthquake.
On the summit of Kilauea, steam explosions have blasted rocks to the surrounding areas.
Oh my God. Woo! Earthquake. All right, folks, on the front overlook, I'm going to need you to come back.
Earthquakes have damaged buildings, and the park remains closed.
We're monitoring the volcano 24/7.
The scientists that work here at the Hawaiian Volcano Observatory have also evacuated, setting up shop at the University of Hawaii Hilo.
It's been actually very good for our department, I think, to have the HVO scientists here. We end up having daily collaboration with them.
Behind me, what you see is activity going on at Kilauea Summit right now.
Tina Neal is the scientist in charge. She's hard to track down for a one-on-one interview. We finally caught up with her unexpectedly at this packed house meeting about ashfall in the Ka'u district, where she admits there is still a lot to be learned about Kilauea.
We have had to develop some new procedures. We weren't really quite ready to be dealing with ash explosions from the summit in terms of our messaging. So I apologize that it's not been a smooth service right off the bat, and we're going to improve it. Part of the problem is that we don't have people up at the volcano now 24/7 watching things.
In between observing the eruption itself, holding press conferences, and numerous community meetings, the stressful past few weeks have taken their toll on everyone, including the scientists.
Again, I'm so impressed by the stamina and dedication of the HVO staff. Excuse me.
We take it personally. We live on the island. I think everyone on staff, give me a minute, okay? I think for all of us at the Hawaiian Volcano Observatory, it's more than, I mean, yes, our scientific curiosity, and this is what we live for as volcano scientists, but it's different when you know people, your friends and family are being so severely impacted by the eruption. That changes the dynamics of it, and so that really enters the equation of what we're doing, and that's why we carry on, and we really don't mind the long hours, the long days that we're putting in, because we are here for the people of Hawaii, and we want to help.